Hello and welcome back to this channel. Eastern Europe is an exciting region to visit as a traveler, and you've probably all heard about these beautiful places, Prague, Budapest and many others. But today I want to focus on the more often beaten path places you can visit in Eastern Europe. So of course it's not very clear where Eastern Europe starts and where it ends. I also haven't been to every single country that you could consider Eastern Europe. But today I just want to talk to you about 10 places that don't really get enough attention in that region and that you definitely should go and check out. First up on my list I've got Plovdiv. Plovdiv is a very interesting city in central Bulgaria. Very easy to reach from Sofia, with lots of history to be discovered there. It's one of the oldest cities of Europe, which means that there are a ton of interesting archaeological sites. They've even got an ancient theater to check out. Along with that, their old town is very charming and you'll get lost easily in their old town labyrinth. To get good views over the whole city, they've got 7 hills, the 7 hills of Plovdiv. And locals say you've got to see sunset from each of them. But honestly, it doesn't really matter which one you choose during your visit. You get stunning views over the city from all of them. Next up on the list is Rummu in Estonia. How cool is this? You can swim around a sunken prison, or to be more precise, it's a sunken quarry. If you take the bus from Tallinn to the village of Rummu, you will soon see the impressive prison gates. You walk towards the prison and you'll get to a beautiful lake which was man-made. It was flooded, the prison is now empty, and you can snorkel around the sunken quarry in the middle of the lake, or you can even go scuba diving, and of course you can explore even more if you dive deeper. I only went snorkeling, but it was already spooky enough. Very cool experience, and the surroundings of this prison are also very beautiful. There are some interesting limestone formations where the prisoners also were working. So loads of reasons to go visit Rummu in Estonia. Back in Bulgaria we've got Rila. Rila is an exciting mountain region. You can also check out the Rila monastery, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The monastery is located in the mountains and there are still monks living there despite all the daily visitors they get. This monastery is very important for the history of Bulgaria, but the first thing that will catch your eye are the decorations. They are so colorful and so beautiful, especially inside the church. So make sure to head inside and check out the full monastery, along with having a look at the nature surrounding it. Because Rila is a beautiful natural area and you can do some great hikes. I went up to the 7 Rila lakes. You'll be able to see 7 lakes at once. For sure, one of the best hiking experiences I ever had. It can get quite adventurous up there. The weather is changing fast, so I recommend to visit this region with a tour guide. It's very easy to book and there are plenty of organizations going from Sofia. The capital of Moldova, Chisinau, might not seem like a place worth visiting for most travelers, but you might be surprised. This city is very pretty, a perfect place to slow down, to take a break during your exciting Eastern Europe trip. Life is very laid back in Chisinau. There are some really cool parks, nice architecture to see, an interesting mix between communist and also Romanian architecture. And I also challenge you to go find the Little Prince. It's one of the smallest statues that I've ever seen in any city, but it's super cute and you'll find it on Google Maps and it's quite a challenge to get there. Honestly, Chisinau can be seen in one day. There's not loads of things to see, but it's a great base if you want to see more of Moldova, or as I just said, if you just want to have a break during your trip. Next up on the list I've got Kaunas. Many people still don't know Lithuania, but during the summer month its capital Vilnius can get quite busy, so Kaunas is the less busy option for you if you want to get a bit more space and get away from the tourists. It is easy to reach from Vilnius, and although the old town they have there is not as exciting as the one in the capital, they've got a beautiful cathedral as well and an interesting fortress to check out. So great place to go to for a day trip from Vilnius. Odessa in Ukraine is such a strange place. To the locals known as the party capital of the country, and to internationals known as a place of conflict because of its position near the Black Sea. Both of these understandings of the cities aren't wrong. There are locals coming there to party during the summer months, and there are army vessels in the harbor of Odessa. But apart from these things, the city also has another side, a more laid back side with green gardens and very pretty architecture and cafes to check out. And obviously, if you are visiting during summer, you've got to check out their beaches at the Black Sea. The water is very refreshing. I can confirm there is a reason why so many locals come there for their summer holidays. So with this next one, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but it's Cesis in Latvia. This is a great place to come to if you want to see a bit more of Latvia, but you don't really know where to start. This town is mainly famous for its fortress. It's in a great condition and it's well looked after, so you can spend some hours exploring that fortress. There are also some churches around it to check out, and you can also have a walk through the town itself. There are some interesting buildings to check out, and then hop back on the bus to Riga, the capital of Latvia. If Chisinau wasn't already enough off the beaten track for you, I've got another place in Moldova for you to check out. It's Old Orhei. Very difficult to get there actually. Your best bet is to go there with a tour or with a taxi. But once you're there, it's absolutely worth it because you'll get to see a place that not many travelers can see. Old Orhei is an old monastery that was built in a rock. That's cool to see, but the main highlight for me is the view you'll get on top of that rock where the monastery is built in, over the Moldavian countryside. And you'll see just rural scenes that are just still very authentic, and you'll really get the impression that you get a very intimate look inside of the country. Brasov in Romania is already quite popular because many people come by on their way to Dracula Castle, but the city deserves even more attention because it has a very cute old town with colorful buildings, stunning surroundings of the Carpathian Mountains, and it's the perfect starting point to explore more of Transylvania, such as Peles Castle, or as I said, Dracula Castle, or go for a hike in the region. Everybody I've met so far was impressed by Brasov and pleasantly surprised. Finally, I want to mention Novi Sad, Belgrade's little brother in Serbia. It's much more laid back than the capital. The old town is again very charming. You'll feel at home right away, and you've got to visit their fortress on a rock next to the Danube River. You'll get spectacular views over Novi Sad and the river. You'll see immediately why so many locals speak so highly of Novi Sad. And these were my 10 off the beaten path destinations in Eastern Europe I'd like you to visit. Let me know in the comments if you have any other recommendations. Thank you very much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.